Parfait. Bonjour à tous. Merci d'être
Well,
venus si
hello
nombreux.
everyone, and thank you for
Je
being
suis très
here in
content de vous
such
recevoir
great
ici pour
numbers.
cette
Today, I'm
grande
very
salle de
happy to
conférence.
welcome you all here in
Je vais pas
this
vous mentir, ça a
big
été assez
conference room. I'm not going
tumultueux avant
to
d'arriver
lie,
là,
it
mais je
has
suis
been
très
quite
heureux d'arriver à
difficult to
cette
get to
belle
this point, but
cérémonie
I'm
avec
very happy to be
avec
here
vous
at
tous
this
aujourd'hui.
prize ceremony
Alors,
with
petit
all of
rappel
you
pour les règles du jeu
today.
sur cette
Now,
conférence.
a reminder
N'oubliez
about
encore une
how
fois de
this is
prendre un
going
casque
to
sur
unfold.
cette
Please
conférence
grab
est
a
interprétée.
headset
Donc, si vous voulez
because
suivre
we
en
have
français,
interpretation
vous vous
for the
positionnerez sur le
conference. So
canal
if you
2,
want
et si vous
to
voulez
listen
aussi
to
en anglais,
French,
vous
it's channel
positionnez sur le
2. If you
canal
want
1.
to listen to English, it's channel
Donc
1.
c'est très important de faire attention à ça
Very
si vous voulez bien
important to
suivre
pay
cette
attention to
conférence.
this if you want
Alors
to
petite
follow
nouveauté pour cette
everything. Now,
cérémonie
something new for this
d'aujourd'hui, j'ai décidé tout simplement de
ceremony
prendre un micro,
today,
contrairement à d'habitude, puisque à
I've
chaque fois
decided to
je pense je sais
grab a
manière et
mic.
je risque de finir avec un mal de dos terrible à force de cette souplesse.
Usually,
Donc je serai comme ça
I
aujourd'hui avec
don't.
vous. J'espère
I
que l'interactif
will
sera plus sympa aussi.
be standing today
Je voulais remercier donc
like a
l'audience
presenter. I
d'être
think it
venue.
looks
Évidemment
better
tous les
this
intelligents
way.
CPS qui sont
Thank you all
aujourd'hui,
for
ainsi que les membres
coming.
du gouvernement,
Many
puisque
thanks
c'est
to
avant
the
tout une
SPC
collaboration
and the members of
cet
government,
événement,
because
une
this
collaboration qui
event
dure
is a
maintenant 3 ans,
collaboration
puisque
that
c'est la
has been
troisième
going on for
édition
3 years. It's the
Pacific
third
Dataviz Challenge.
edition
Cette
of
aventure qui
the
commençait donc
Pacific
avec
Dataviz
Tao, qui ne peut
Challenge.
pas être
It
présente
started with
aujourd'hui
Wissy
malheureusement,
Tao, who
qui est en
cannot
métropole,
be here with
qui
us
revient sur les
today,
routes, mais c'est
unfortunately,
moi qui serai votre
but
interlocuteur
will be
principal
back. I
aujourd'hui.
will be your host today.
Donc on va pouvoir commencer le début de cette
Now
présentation
we're going to
assez rapidement.
start the presentation
Petit
anytime soon.
information aussi, je remercie mon collègue
Another piece of
Ben
information, I
Campion
would
qui
like
va gérer le
to
live
thank my
Twitter
colleague
X
Ben
maintenant.
Campion,
Donc
who's going
toutes les
to
dataviz
manage
qui seront
the live
lauréates
chat
de la
on
cérémonie de remise des prix seront
X.
publiées en
So
ligne
all the
sur le
prize
Twitter de
winners
la
will be
CPS. Donc vous pouvez
posted
suivre en ligne
live
donc
on the Twitter
@SPC
account of the SPC. You can follow it
pour
live
suivre la cérémonie
at
aussi sur les réseaux
SPC
sociaux. Donc
underscore
restez
live. You
connectés
can follow on
comme
social
certainement comme aujourd'hui.
networks.
Donc par rapport à ça, voilà, faites bien ce petit suivi si vous voulez
So
explorer
yeah,
Twitter
you can
et
follow
X.
us if you have X, or
Alors,
formerly
assez
known as
rapidement
Twitter.
pour l'agenda et l'ordre du jour.
The
Nous
agenda
commencerons par
today.
une introduction
We'll start
de
with
Monsieur
an
futur
introduction
Dr Stuart
by
Minchin,
Dr.
notre directeur
Stuart
général de la
Minchin,
CPS,
our General
et
Director
c'est
at
France
SPC, and
Filimo Hahaou,
Franz
j'espère
Filimo
que j'étais
Ahau,
bon sur la
I
présentation,
hope that I pronounced this
qui nous fera
right,
donc la présentation côté
will
gouvernement. Malheureusement, Vaimoua
present on the
Mouliava,
government side.
ministre du gouvernement, n'a pas
Unfortunately,
pu être
Vaimua
présent
Mulyava
finalement
could
aujourd'hui
not
en raison
be here
d'un
today
problème médical.
because
Donc
of a
voilà, on pense
medical
à lui,
issue.
mais il sera présent sur le
We
reste
think
des
about
événements,
him, and
j'en
he
suis certain.
will be attending
Et
the
merci
rest
France
of the
de prendre le
events.
relais
I'm sure
un
of it.
peu à la dernière
So
minute.
France will
Donc
be
suite à cette
filling in
introduction
at the
du
last
docteur
minute.
Stuart Minchin et de France,
After
nous
Stuart
aurons une
Minchin
présentation
and
générale du
France,
challenge,
we'll have a
puisque
general
l'idée c'est
presentation of the
qu'autour
challenge
de cette table, je sais
because,
que tout le monde
well,
n'a pas
I know
forcément
that
clair l'idée de ce
all
sujet.
of
Je
you
sais que
do
c'est assez
not
important
have a very
pour
clear idea of what the
quelque
challenge
que
is.
cette
So
compétition.
I think we
Et
need to
enfin,
take some time
le
to
moment que
explain
vous
what
attendez
this
tous,
competition is.
évidemment,
And
c'est les
finally, of course,
lauréats
the
de
moment that
cette année.
you've all been waiting
Alors je
for,
suis
the prize
très
winners
excité et aussi
for
honoré
this
d'être
year.
devant vous
So I'm
aujourd'hui,
very excited
parce que cette
and
édition,
honored
pour moi,
to
elle est,
be here
et pour
with
l'ensemble de
you
l'équipe
all
organisatrice,
today because
un vrai
this
succès.
edition for me and for
On
all
aura
the
des chiffres dans la
organizing
suite de la
team
présentation,
is a
mais on a
success.
reçu plus de
We'll talk about
95
figures and the
Dataviz,
presentations.
ce qui est
We've received
assez
over
énorme par rapport à l'année dernière. On
95
double
data
le
VIPs,
nombre de
which
Dataviz
is
reçus.
twice
Et
the
non
number
seulement en
that
termes de
we
quantité, on
received
s'est amélioré, mais
last
surtout
year.
la
So
qualité des produits. Vous allez
quantity
pouvoir en
is
apercevoir
great, and
certaines
quality
à
also
l'entrée
is
dans le
amazing.
hall, dans
You
le grand hall
saw
de cette
some of the
conférence, salle de
presentations in
conférence.
the lobby,
De belles Dataviz de
and
bonne
I'm
qualité.
sure that
On
you
regardera tout cela
appreciated
plus tard.
the
Il
quality,
faut
the
vous dire que
beauty
parmi ces
of
prix,
the products that we've
vous avez
received.
la crème de la crème
So this
aujourd'hui
is the
de ceux qui
crème de
font du
la
design,
crème,
ceux qui
really, for
travaillent sur les Dataviz.
well,
Ce sont des
design
compétiteurs, ce sont
designers,
des personnes qui sont
Dataviz
aussi habituées à
specialists.
faire des compétitions
Those
comme le
people
Pacific Dataviz
are
Challenge.
also
Donc vous
used
avez
to
dans ces prix les meilleurs non
competing,
seulement du Pacifique,
and
mais
they are
au-delà de ça de
probably the
l'Asie et du
best
monde
in the Pacific and
à ce sujet. Donc
beyond,
il faudra que j'applaudisse
best
de la
of
première fois
Asia and the world. So
quand ils
you will
seront
have to
nommés.
give them a
Enfin, nous
huge round
aurons
of applause.
exceptionnellement une session de
And finally,
questions-réponses pour
as is
répondre à la suite si vous
usually
en
the
avez.
case, we'll have a Q&A session if anyone has questions.
Alors, je vais donc maintenant laisser
Now,
la parole
I am
à
now
Dr
going to
Stuart
give the
Minchin,
floor
notre
to
directeur général,
Dr. Stuart
pour faire
Minchin,
cette
Director
première
General
introduction.
of the SPC, who's going to give us a few words of introduction.
Thank you very much. Representatives of the New Caledonian Government, members of the 3E Cluster, Education for Equality in Schools, students of the BTS GPME class from Lycée La Perouse, representatives of the New Caledonian Economic and Associative Sectors, competition participants and SPC colleagues. It's an immense pleasure pleasure to welcome you to the awards ceremony for the 2024 Pacific Dataviz Challenge. This year marks the third edition of the challenge, and we're thrilled to witness its continued growth with even higher participation and a remarkable increase in the quality of data visualizations submitted. We have a saying in English that a picture tells 1,000 words, so the potential benefit of a visualization, an animation, a video or a poster in making data accessible and understandable to people is enormous. Today, we celebrate the incredible talents and achievements of all the participants who have made this year's competition truly outstanding. The Pacific Dataviz Challenge is not just a competition, it's a unique opportunity to promote the Pacific to the rest of the world. We're delighted to see such a diverse and passionate group of participants come together to share their creativity and insights. I want to take a moment to emphasise the importance of Pacific data and to encourage everyone to explore and utilise it through the Pacific Data Hub. This platform, built by the Pacific for the Pacific, is an essential resource for understanding the key issues of our region. We hope that this competition inspires each of you to deepen your knowledge of the Pacific and to use this data to inform, educate and inspire others. Moreover, I would like to encourage everyone to contribute to the Pacific Data Hub and to get involved in a wide range of data-related activities such as the Pacific Dataviz Challenge. Together, we can ensure the improved utilisation and governance of this precious resource, our data from our region. This year's theme, Gender Inequalities, is of critical importance. The women of the Pacific are the region's true warriors, facing multiple challenges and playing a vital role in our societies. Their strength and resilience deserves recognition and unwavering support. With that said, I'm honoured to hand over to Philemon Hauha, representing the Government of New Caledonia, who will speak about the importance of multilateral collaboration. The cooperation between SPC and the New Caledonian Government is a shining example of what we can achieve together. Over to you, Philemon. Thank you.
Bonjour à tous.
Hello, everyone.
Monsieur le directeur, avant de prendre la parole ici,
Director
je voudrais vous
General, before
mes salutations et vous remercier
taking the floor, I would
pour
like
l'accueil
to
si
thank you
chaleureux que nous avons
for
au
welcoming
sein de
us
l'ACPS.
in such a great way here at
Mes
SPC.
remerciements
And I
et
would
mes
like
salutations
to
s'adressent également
thank
à l'ensemble des personnes
also
qui sont
all the
ici
people
en présentiel, mais
who
également
are here
en virtuel,
in person
et
and
ceux
also
en décalé.
virtually.
Je tiens également à remercier l'ensemble
I would
des
also like to
producteurs de données
thank
sans qui, en fait,
all the
ce
data
challenge n'aurait pu
producers
prendre
without
vie.
whom this
À ce
challenge
soit
could
donc la
not have
direction de la
existed.
Nouvelle-Calédonie que sont
The
la
directorates
DAS, la
of New
DDIFP,
Caledonia, the
DRH,
DAS, the DDFP,
DRH, pardon,
the
FPNC et la DINUM,
DRH,
bien
SPNC, and
entendu
the
le
DINUM,
province sud,
and
la
of course the
SSPNC.
South Province
Par
with
ailleurs,
SSNC.
hormis le
Besides,
usage de données, effectivement, il faut des producteurs de
well,
données, mais il
as
faut
you said, we
aussi
need data
des messagers, des
producers,
personnes
but we
qui
also
permettent
need people
de
who
faire la promotion de ce type de
can
challenge et de
convey
force vive.
and
Et pour
promote
cela, je
this
voudrais
type of
également
challenge.
remercier
And this is why I would also
booster
like to thank the UNC
comité 3E.
and the 3E
Je voudrais
committee.
également adresser mes
I would
remerciements
also
particuliers
like
au duo de
to
choc que
thank
représentent
the
Léo et
duo,
Wissy,
the
qui
wonderful
ont
duo,
organisé
Leo
les
and
événements.
Wissy. Well,
Je
Wissy is not here with
voudrais
us.
simplement conclure mon propos. Je ne serai pas
And
long parce que je ne
I'm
suis pas membre du
going to
gouvernement.
be brief because I'm
Je vais
not a
simplement
member of government. So
essayer de porter
I'm going
mon
to
opinion
conclude, and I
de la
would
part
just
de
like
Monsieur
to
Mouliava, qui
give you an
tout
idea
simplement
from Mr.
repose sur la
Muliava,
coopération importante,
the idea of
partenariat important,
cooperation, of
multilatéral,
partnership,
qui doit être
multilateral
renforcé entre
partnership that has to be
SPCS et le gouvernement de
strengthened
la
between
Nouvelle-Calédonie.
SPC and the
Donc
government of New
effectivement, on a
Caledonia.
parlé beaucoup du
We
propos d'aujourd'hui, donc, qui est le Pacific
talk a lot about
Challenge,
the Pacific Dataviz Challenge, but beyond this, we have other partnerships that have been set up in the past and are bearing fruit now. We worked on a number of projects together and they have been successful. If I had to focus on the Pacific Dataviz Challenge, what I would say is that it is the third edition today. We can see that there is great enthusiasm, growing enthusiasm, if we compare with the first edition. We had about 10 participants, then 40, and today almost 100 submissions. So we can see the growing importance of data, the growing importance of promoting data within the Pacific region. And today, more and tomorrow, of course, it will be a key element of policy making. And I will conclude by saying that it is important to use that virtuous circle that is data, collecting data, sharing, processing, and promoting data. Mr. Director General, rest assured that Mr. Mulyava and all the team will be at your side to promote projects that are beneficial to the region and to our communities. Thank you.
Pour ces deux introductions inspirantes.
Well, thank you for those inspiring introductions, and we'd like to launch officially the prize ceremony of the Dataviz Challenge 2024. Now, let's get back to the presentation and go on with the ceremony. We're going to get to the heart of the matter. This is myself. I'm very narcissistic, so this is myself. I'm Leoucan Polidor. I'm a data analyst at SPC, and my colleague Hui-Si Tao, who is not here with us today, but I don't want to forget her because we've been working together, and I know that she's thinking of us, and it's difficult for me to, think that she is not here with us, but I'm sure that she is following on Zoom. I would like to thank all the people who are joining us on Zoom. This is an international competition, and I'm thinking also about my colleagues from Fiji who helped us for this edition. Now, I have to go through this slightly traditional presentation because I want to give you key elements. So this year we started on May 1st. We wanted to have a 2-month challenge until the end of June, but we had to postpone the deadline, which was initially set, because as you know, there were events in New Caledonia, and following this, we thought it was more fair to international participants to give them an additional time. Now, of course, Caledonians were happy with this, but I can tell you that all the participants who were a bit late in their work were very happy to have this new deadline. So we didn't have any difficulty with this. I think it was a good decision. Now, who can participate? Anyone can participate individually or as a team. The objective, once again, is to create an original Dataviz. Now, these are the main elements of what Dataviz is. I like to use a metaphor that I used when we launched to try and explain our topic as simply as possible. It's something that I like to do with my sister, for instance. When I try to explain something, I think it's very important when you want to explain something, a topic. I see teachers here, and I'm going to try to be also educational. I think it's always a good idea to explain things as if you were talking to a child who does not have the same information as an adult. So what is Dataviz? Well, it's like a treasure map that helps you understand complex information. Just like explorers before were using maps to navigate, you can say that these maps were data in a way. They would go south, they would go west, and they would use data to know where to go on the ocean and navigate. Now, imagine that you have a whole bunch of data. It's like having a treasure chest, a chest full of precious stones. Well, but you don't know what to do with it. Well, the Dataviz is like a map that is going to help you how to use that. You're going to have a graph, you're going to have a diagram that's going to be easy to understand, and then you can see trends, specificities, and links between different data, that this heap of data that you have. So instead of being overwhelmed by a sea of data, you have a compass that can help you navigate. Now, a very well-known example of Dataviz is, and I think that when we talk about Dataviz, this is an example that we can use. It's what happened with COVID-19. You, I think, all saw these maps that showed the number of new cases, and those were essential for decision makers, politicians, to work on COVID, deciding where the vaccines had to be sent in priority, for instance. So this shows the importance of Dataviz when you need to grab facts very quickly and understand facts very quickly. What the prize is? We had an increased budget and two new things. We have two categories, interactive and static. Interactive is, well, like a dashboard, maybe a website, an app. It's something that you can use. You can click on a button. It's going to change the graph and so on. So this is interactive. And then you have static. Static is more like a poster, maybe an image, a drawing, and it can be even, it can reach even larger audience. So we have three prizes for those two categories. The first is $3,000 US, then 2,000, and then 1,000. And it's the same for static. And something which is also new is that we wanted to create two new categories for youth, to foster youth participation and ensure we have students and youth who can maybe immerse themselves in Dataviz. And we also wanted to encourage Pacific participation. So we have a special category for Pacific participants.
Dans ce challenge, on a eu 5 formidables juges.
Then we've had 5 wonderful judges. They are experts in their fields. You can see them on your screen. There is Ali, Kat, Craig, Maël, and Kingwei, 5 experts in their fields. They each have their specialties. So we had a really good panel of experts. They all took part. For instance, Craig works on 3D animation. Ali is what works on storytelling and designing. Maël is expert on gender inequality data. So we had a really good panel, and we had 4 criteria: storytelling, design, innovation, and technical skills. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I was very happy to have this panel of judges. And I was very happy not to be the judge because it was such great quality that I wouldn't, we really needed those judges. We were really happy to have those experts. And we'll have actually Kat Greenbrook, who is here on Zoom. She is a data storyteller, and she's going to give us her feedback on being a judge. She wrote a book that I think everyone should read. And I think that we're now going to give the floor to Kat, who's going to tell us about what it was like being a judge. Thank you, Kat, for being available.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Leo, for the introduction. I just want to second what you've said in terms of the overall standard of visualizations. I was really, really impressed. I've judged a couple of different Dataviz challenges, and by far the standard of entries was just amazing. I just thought I'd share a little bit about my judging process. Obviously, I was one of 5 judges, so I can only talk about my perspective on it. From before I started, I didn't look at any of the data sets. I didn't want any of my analysis to interfere with how I interpreted the visuals. So it was all up to the visuals to give me some understanding of the data. In terms of the criteria, we're looking at technical skill first. Just the amount of different technologies that we use to create some of these visuals was really impressive. We had your traditional BI tools in terms of Power BI, Tableau, and then we have more tools that are designed for maybe a designer's toolkit in the form of Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, Canva. We had raw graphs, and then if you're wanting to get into your more interactives, there was D3, there was React, we JavaScript kind of tools, and it was just the diversity of them was really nice to see as a judge. So it wasn't just a one tool kind of competition. In terms of design, this was about how the visualization looked, how did it function. So did the layout work? Were the colors and the font choices good? Basically, did it work? Did it give me the insight that I needed it to? That was my perspective on what design should have been, what's good design. In terms of innovation, I really liked how this was one of the criteria. So for me, this was about doing things differently. And I did look at it as a separate thing to technical skill and design. So even if the technical skill wasn't up to standard, or if the design wasn't quite right, innovation was a separate thing. And so if I hadn't seen the data presented that way before, if it was different, then it was really nice to be able to rate that innovation. And lastly, storytelling. This was a criteria that I was really looking forward to seeing what was out there, considering that's what I do. And I took a really general approach on how I rated this. So your basic forms of data storytelling could be that you just had the right metrics in the right order for them to make sense as you went through them. But then I really liked how some visuals, they just held my hand throughout the whole interpretation of the data. Some of them did this through annotations, some of this did them through a really good, strong narrative structure, and I was just really impressed by the quality of some of those visuals. So overall, I think if you don't win today, please don't be disheartened, because it doesn't mean that your visualization wasn't good. It just means that the competition today is really, really high, and I just want to congratulate everyone who put in an entry, because I could tell the work and effort that had gone into these was really, really, really good. So congratulations to everyone that entered.
Merci Kat pour ce retour
Thank you,
d'expérience.
Kat, for this feedback. And I would like to stress the fact that there was high quality this year. I know that people will be disappointed, but I can tell you, as Kat said, I will echo what she said about quality, great quality. And we'll publish everything on our website so that you can see what was submitted. And well, of course, if you agree, we will also post the work on social networks. Thank you again, Kat, for your feedback. Thank you for joining us. Well, most of our judges, for most of our judges, it's nighttime, so it's more difficult, but many thanks to Kat for being here with us. Now, the topic this year is essential for the Pacific region, but also for the rest of the world, in Europe or in the world. I'd like to touch upon this because it is something that was very, very important to us, gender inequality. The idea is to talk about inequality and more specifically gender inequality, what can affect women in the Pacific region. But when you talk about women, you talk about men too. They're affected by this. So it's a very central topic today in the Pacific, and we wanted to emphasize that by choosing this topic. And you can see this with all the Dataviz. It's not an easy topic. Sometimes you have to address difficult subjects. You have to take a step back and well, be comfortable with these subjects that are sometimes very uncomfortable. Now, the rules of the game for this edition. Everyone had to use at least one data set among the following, Pacific Data Hub sets of data, and also one from the government, datagov.nc. Then participants could use an additional set of data from their own databases, but it had to be public data. The data had to be easily accessed, or it could not be accepted by the jury. Now, what was the calendar? We launched official on May 1st with a conference here at SPC on May 7th. Then we had a conference at the University of New Caledonia. Well, this was planned but could not be organized because of the events that affected the country. But I'm very happy that the SUVA team in Fiji helped us maintain the webinar that we wanted to organize on the power of data visualization. We worked with SPC and Arti Prata, who is a professor at the University of South Pacific. So we reached a wide public in Fiji because the University of South Pacific brings together students from the whole Pacific region. So this is a webinar that we were able to conduct. And then we had the conference on July 11. No, sorry, I'm mistaken. 22 was the webinar. And we had the conference on July 11. And the webinar was a real success because well, there were lots of interactions. We had many questions from participants, and as a moderator, sometimes I had to put a stop to questions because otherwise we could not have. It would have taken too much time. So I would like to thank the participants and the panelists, the people who attended this webinar. This is something that you can watch on our YouTube channel. And so finally, July 31st, we closed the application process, and we are now here today, August 13, for the prize ceremony. Now, the webinar that I told you about, there were 5 experts who attended: Craig, Selena, Mal, Ali, and Kat that we just heard. If you are interested in Dataviz, you can follow them on LinkedIn. Almost all of them have a LinkedIn account, and they work on data visualization. It's very interesting to see what they have to say and what happens.
Donc ça, c'est la présentation et les différents partenariats qu'on a pu entreprendre cette année. Certains ont pu aller au bout, d'autres un peu moins suite aux événements.
So
Mais
some
dans
have
tous
been
les
able
cas,
to
nous
go
avons cette
through,
présentation, donc,
some have been
à l'Université
interrupted
du
because
Pacifique
of the
Sud. On a
events,
pu
but
travailler
thanks
malgré tout avec
to
l'UNC. Je sais
collaboration
que
with
des professeurs
USP
ont
and also
utilisé
with
le
UNC,
Pacific
the
Dataviz
University of New
pour
Caledonia.
l'intégrer
I know some
dans leur
lecturers
programme
have
comme
used the
requis
Dataviz challenge to
en validation
integrate this
d'un
within their
semestre.
curricula
Donc ça, c'est top. C'est vraiment notre
within one
objectif. C'est
term
qu'à
or
terme, on ait
semester.
le monde
And this
pédagogique
is a
qui
really
puisse
positive outcome.
se saisir de ce
We
sujet
are happy
pour en
to
faire un
see
sujet tout simplement
lecturers
d'études en classe.
taking
Et
stock
donc, les
of
élèves
this
puissent s'en
topic
l'approprier.
and to
Et donc, on a
integrate
des
this
exemples
within
d'université,
their
mais aussi dans les lycées.
curricula. So we have
Donc,
examples
j'appellerai tout à
through
l'heure un professeur
university
pour en parler,
programs and
avec le
curricula,
lycée
but
Blaise Pascal.
also with
On avait des présentations prévues aussi à Mangueur et Jules Garnier qui n'ont
secondary
pas pu avoir lieu,
education.
mais
Um,
elles auront lieu l'année prochaine.
and
On
there will
continuera à
be
travailler avec
other
eux. Donc, je tiens
opportunities
vraiment à
next
remercier le
year,
monde
and we'll
pédagogique.
have
C'est vraiment très
opportunities to
important
work
que
with
vous
other
puissiez
partners. So
nous
thank you to
suivre.
all the
Je pense que
educational
c'est vraiment un
community
travail
for following
collaboratif
us,
là-dessus.
monitoring what we
Et
do.
les étudiants ont tout à
And
gagner,
this
notamment sur des
is
sujets comme
a
l'égalité
win-win
de genre.
perspective for students, and
Et enfin, le Christian
especially on
Troiseau,
this
qui est
topic
présent
on
parmi nous
gender
avec Véronique
inequality.
Mollo et l'ensemble de
And
ses
we have the
collaborateurs et
committee of the
collaboratrices
3Es who
que
are
je ferai
present
intervenir
here
tout à l'heure.
today with us, and they will later have the opportunity
Alors
to
finalement,
intervene.
vous pouvez me dire très bien, ce
So
challenge,
you
c'est
could tell
génial,
us,
mais pourquoi
okay,
encore une
well,
fois on fait ce
that's
challenge?
great, but
En
why
fait,
are
l'idée
we organizing
principale
this
derrière ce
challenge?
challenge, c'est d'abord de
So
promouvoir le
the
Pacifique
main idea is to
au reste
promote the
du monde.
Pacific
Le Pacifique, si on prend
to
un
the
petit peu de
rest of the
recul sur
world.
cette région, pour beaucoup, ça
If
ne reste qu'un
we
océan.
take a bit of distance, for many, this region of the world represents a vast ocean with a few sparse or scattered islands with a few people living on them. But with the topics of the impacts of climate change and the vulnerable landscapes, it is essential for us to inform the international arena and also all of the community dealing with Dataviz on these topics and to alert them to these topics. Then we want to make sure that the Pacific data are accessible. We want to promote them so that they can be shared by all the participants who are participating in this competition, this challenge, but also through the networks. So through the Pacific Data Hub or the New Caledonian Government's data platform. And through the Dataviz that you've been able to see in the hall, and also those who will receive a prize, the idea is to inspire people to explore key issues in the Pacific, something that impacts each and every one of us in our everyday life, with the aim to educate through students, but also other people in the community, and to attract attention and draw attention on some topics, and to raise awareness through a message, through a sentence, a number that can make us reflect. And among those topics, gender inequality. And the basic principle of Dataviz is to make it accessible. If you have data but you're not using it and not reading it, well, it's not useful. So through the Dataviz, we are allowing this data to be accessible to each and every one.
Alors maintenant, la partie pour moi la plus intéressante
So now for me, the most interesting part with the prize, of course, the prize ceremony, is the key figures and the origin of the participants as well. So at first, I'm going to focus on this first slide. So here we have a visual with the main numbers for this year. We can see that we received 95 submissions. Just to remind you of the previous editions, we were around 43 Dataviz submissions. So we can see how the quite sharp increase, and this comes from all around the world this year. So this is sort of spread. It comes from 25 states and territories, and I'm going to show you this on a map later. Then we have this dichotomy between the static and interactive Dataviz that has improved, because we had an interactive Dataviz that was that represented more than 90% of the submissions, and today static Dataviz represents 41%. So we have greatly improved the numbers for static data visualization. So this has attracted a larger public audience as well. And then the distribution across gender, male participants are 49% and female 50%, and then those who prefer not to say represent 1%. So quite an equal representation of both genders. Last year we had 70% of male participants. So this year we have really reached a balancing between the two. Male and female representation. And in total, this represents 126 participants. Why this number? Because we are adding all the collaborators, members within the teams, which brings us to 126 participants in total. So that means 70% more participants than last year. And this is that beautiful map that shows us all of the participating countries. For this 2024 challenge, we have Canada, United States, Brazil. From the Americas, if we take a look at the Pacific, we have Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon, Vanuatu, of course, New Caledonia, with strong participation this year, New Zealand, Australia. Europe was also well represented through France, Portugal, Netherlands, Spain, but also we had Russia, someone from Nepal, from India and from Turkey, and we even had several participants from Nigeria. So the communication, we don't always know how it reaches those shores, but it does. And we are going to have some feedback on this to learn about how it got to them, how they got the information. So the part that you are all waiting for. Okay, I have finished my presentation.
Donc, on va pouvoir attaquer la cérémonie officielle donc de remise des prix avec les différents prix qu'on va pouvoir remettre. Donc il y en a une partie qui sont évidemment internationales, donc qui ne sont pas ici présents physiquement. Mais on a quand même
some
deux
of our
personnes qui
participants
sont
are
vainqueurs,
in
qui
the
ont encore reçu un prix,
international, are
qui sont parmi nous
outside
dans la
our
salle.
shores, who are linked
Donc
to
ça,
us
c'est super,
by
parce qu'évidemment, c'est quand même plus
through
intéressant
the
de pouvoir
virtual
remettre
session, but
l'un de ces magnifiques
also some
trophées
people who are
directement
present
aujourd'hui
in
devant
this
vous.
very room.
Donc,
And it's
peu
always good
importe
to be
qui va
able
gagner,
to
j'aimerais
award the
que vous
prize
puissiez
in
tous vous
person.
échauffer un petit peu les mains
I
et
hope that
les
you can
applaudir
all
très chaleureusement
start
quand ça va commencer.
applauding all the
Entraînez-vous, allez-y.
participants. So come on, give it some
Voilà,
training.
un peu plus
Applaud.
fort.
Warm up your hands
Voilà,
a bit stronger.
super.
Great.
C'est exactement ce que je voulais entendre.
This is
Alors,
exactly
si
what I
on
wanted
reprend
to
donc la
hear.
présentation, on va commencer
So
par
if we
la
resume our
première
presentation, we are
gagnante.
going to
Donc, c'est le
start with
troisième prix
the
de la
first
catégorie interactive.
award.
Et elle nous
This
vient
is
de
the first
Malaisie. Elle s'appelle
prize for the
Talia.
interactive prize.
Donc Talia
And
Lim.
it is Talia Lim from Malaysia. Third prize.
Bravo à toi Talia, donc qui nous vient de
Thank
Malaisie, qui est
you
basée à
and
Londres, qui travaille à la
congratulations,
Banque
Talia. She
d'Angleterre.
is based
Elle est
in London.
ingénieure
She works
software
for the
et
England
elle nous
Bank.
a
She
fait une
is
Dataviz
software
sur
engineer
un
and
tableau,
she
donc
created
logiciel
Dataviz
tableau
on
de
a
visualisation de données.
table
Et donc je vais
for
vous
the
laisser avec elle
visualization of
pendant
data.
un court instant pour la
And so
vidéo
she will
des présentations
introduce
de ces
herself
données.
through a video.
Hi everyone, my name is Talia. I grew up in Malaysia and right now I'm a software developer, but I'm based in London. So yeah, my project is about gender inequality in New Caledonia. And once you have a look at it, you'll see that I'm telling a story of Louisa and Hemi, who is a girl and a boy who grew up and live in New Caledonia, and just showing you how different their realities are just because of their gender. And of course, lots of data and charts to back that up. Yeah, in this dashboard, I covered 3 key areas: education, work and health. And yeah, there are quite some interesting findings in there, so have a look. I guess with this dashboard, I really wanted to put a persona behind it. Like, it's easy to look at the numbers, but like sometimes easy to forget as well that there are the people sit behind these numbers. So that's why I came up with these characters. And I think once you have a look at it, you'll see it's quite introductory as well. I don't really drill down too much into these different topics because I wanted to just show like some numbers that people can understand and digest very easily, and hopefully even kids in high school can understand it. My thoughts are like that the more people know about it, more discussions can be made, and hopefully that will drive change. And just to wrap things up, big shout out to all organizers. Thank you so much for organizing this. I had lots of fun participating. It's a great opportunity. And well done to the participants as well. Like, I'm excited to see everyone's work. So yeah, thanks.
Donc voilà, vous avez pu
So
échanger, en tout
here
cas
you
voir
were
la
able
présentation de la
to
Dataviz de Talia.
exchange and to see the presentation
Donc
video from
Talia, si tu nous
Talia.
regardes en
So Talia,
direct,
if
je
you
te
are
montre
watching,
ce magnifique trophée
I can show you this
qui est
beautiful
fait par un artiste
trophy
local, donc
that
en
has
bois de
been
cohue,
crafted
Arnaud
by
Pacifico,
a
donc qui nous suit
local
maintenant depuis des ans
artist.
et qui fait les trophées
This
chaque
is
année
in Kohu
de
Wood,
l'édition du Pacific
and he
Dataviz
follows
Challenge.
us for
Donc
every
bravo à toi, Talia.
edition now of the Pacific Challenges. Congratulations again, Talia.
Alors vous êtes très fort, hein, mais ça va durer 8 fois
So
en tout,
you
donc
are really strong.
soyez
You're
endurants.
going to have to applaud 8
Alors,
times, so
juste pour souligner,
please
ce
bear with
Dataviz,
me.
donc c'est un dashboard, un tableau de bord très
So
complet,
the
ce qui a touché
Dataviz
notamment les membres
dashboard
du
is
jury
a
pour donner
really
un peu plus de
holistic
détails sur
one,
le côté
and for the
storytelling de ce
jury,
Dataviz. On voit
they
bien donc
particularly
ici que
appreciated
Talia,
the
elle a développé
storytelling
2 personas,
aspect. So
donc
Talia developed 2
Eni
personas,
et Louisia, si je me
Eni
rappelle bien des
and
prénoms,
Lucia, if I
mais
get the
justement avec 2 profils
names right.
différents, un homme et une
So
femme,
2
et de voir
different
en fait à travers
profiles,
tous les aspects de la
a
société,
woman and a man,
l'éducation,
and
l'accès à
through
la
every
santé,
aspect of society, of the
aussi sur
community,
les
health,
opportunités économiques
access to
sur le travail,
education,
quelles sont
also
les différences
economic
entre
and
cet homme et
work
cette femme
opportunities.
à
What were
partir
the
du moment où ils sont
differences
nés en Nouvelle-Calédonie. Donc voilà, c'est ce qui a
based on
plu
the
beaucoup
fact
en
that
tout
they
cas au
were
jury
born
et
in New
qui explique
Caledonia?
en
So
partie
this
ce
is the
3e prix sur
pitch and
la
aspect that
catégorie
really
interactive.
was
Maintenant,
relevant to
donc
the
le
jury.
2e prix de cette catégorie
So the
interactive,
second
c'est
prize
quelqu'un
of this
qui nous vient, c'est
interactive
une femme
category,
encore,
it
qui nous
is
vient
for a
d'Allemagne,
woman who
basée à
comes
Berlin.
from
Donc
Germany,
elle est à son
based in
compte,
Berlin.
elle est data
She is
visualization
a
developer
sole trader,
et
she
front-end
is
developer,
data developer
et elle nous a
and
fait
software
7
developer.
Dataviz.
Hi everyone, my name is Talia.
Ça arrive.
I grew up in Malaysia.
Voilà, c'est bon, on la voit. Donc c'est Christine
She
Baumann.
created this presentation. Her name is Christine Baumann. You can applaud her, please.
Je me permets de vous voler les trophées. Donc c'est ce trophée qu'elle remporte. Magnifique trophée, encore une fois,
a trophy once again that has been crafted by Arnaud. So congratulations, Christine. And once again, I'm going to let you watch her presentation.
My name is Christine Baumann. I am a freelance data visualization developer from Berlin in Germany, and I specialize in coding custom interactive database and websites. For the Pacific Dataviz Challenge 2024, I created a database called Blooming, Exploring Poverty in the Pacific Region. It's an interactive, exploratory database with data from the dataset Population Below National Poverty Line from the Sustainable Development Goals. I map these data points to custom encoding of a plant. The project, titled Blooming, uses the analogy of a plant with blooming flowers to symbolize growth and a journey out of poverty for all age groups, urbanization levels, and regions. A large flower with many blossoms show that a group of people of a certain age in either urban or rural areas only rarely faces poverty. This community blooms. And then by looking closer at the white yellowish blossoms, one can then explore the gender-based differences in facing poverty in detail via the tooltips. The stylized plant aims to resemble the plant Amborella trichopoda, which is only endemic to the forests of New Caledonia, and therefore cannot be found anywhere else on the planet. This metaphor also points out that the status quo of poverty related to gender, the reasons for such a status quo, and the way to reduce the poverty is quite unique to the Pacific region, while the data collection for indicators such as the Sustainable Development Goals is done globally. For this project, I used Svelte and D3 as the main technologies to create it, and I invite you to explore the database yourself at blooming-pacific.kristen-baumann.com. Thank you very much.
Donc bravo Christine, qui gagne encore une fois ce
magnifique
Christine.
You have been awarded this beautiful trophy for the second category of the interactive category.
Alors pour vous donner un peu plus de détails sur cette Dataviz aussi.
So to give you more details on the Dataviz challenge, what really appealed to the jury through their comments, it is this metaphor between the flowers and the poverty and this blossoming of the flowers, and this, so you can see that Dataviz can also closely relate to art. And so now the first prize for the interactive category is coming soon. So a big round of applause for this gentleman this time. He comes from France, Montpellier. He is a software engineer, and his Dataviz is Women in the Pacific, and his name is Jan Holtz.
Donc Jan Holtz en métropole actuellement. Donc,
so Jan Holtz is in France at the moment. So you've been awarded this beautiful trophy, which is quite heavy. I'll have to send it through the post. But you can rest assured that you will receive it through. And soon. It will be costly, but we will send it through. So Jan Holtz, who this year received is awarded the first prize in the interactive category. It was a unanimous call from the jury. So I will let you watch the video presentation from Jan.
Alors, petite précision avant de lancer la vidéo, Jan est en vacances, il a dû faire une
Jan is on holiday, so he had to do this video. He was a bit under pressure, so please apologize the environment.
Hi, my name is Jan Holtz. I live in the south of France. I'm a software engineer specialized in data visualization. And I'm very, very glad to know that I won one of the prizes for this data visualization challenge. What I've done is called a visual essay, and it talks about gender inequality in the Pacific. Let me show you real quick how it looks like. We have been studying 7 of the main islands in the dataset, checking for differences between men and women. The first thing I've checked is about employment rate, and it looks like men are pretty much always more employed than women. And there's a little minimap here allowing you to switch from one island to the other, and it's always the same result, more employment for men. Second thing I've checked is if women earn more or less on average, and the answer is less. I have a bar chart here showing for each island what the result is, and when you have a 1 dot here, it's going to highlight the occupation group that we are looking at. Something I really like too is that you have a link here between the text and the chart that is above. Last thing is checking if the education is the root cause of those differences between men and women. We've got some Cleveland charts here, and it looks like that's definitely not the reason, because education rates are pretty good, pretty much the same between men and women, depending on the island. That's pretty much it. That's the little project I've created for this challenge. Before I leave, I really wanted to thank the juries, really wanted to thank the organizers, and I also really wanted to thank Joseph, my intern, who helped me quite a lot with the data wrangling part, and my friend Geoffroy, who told me about this challenge. Have a good day, bye-bye.
Bravo Yann, encore une fois pour cette réussite.
Congratulations once again, Yann, for this success
sur ce Dataviz Challenge 2024.
On this Pacific Dataviz Challenge 2024. So this trophy that you have been awarded for the first prize in the interactive category. My question now is, are you going to share it with your intern? That is up to you.
On va passer à une partie
now we are going to switch to part that is even more interesting, because we'll be able to award this prize to someone who is present in person. So the next category is the Pacific category, and I would like that when this person stands up and comes next to me, please applaud this person, Fiona Umpa. Big round of applause.
Bravo. Je te laisse ici. Je te laisse le micro. Essaye de rapprocher un petit peu.
Comment?
Ça. Je vais lancer la vidéo, puis la Dataviz va se...
Oui, s'il te plaît. Oui, d'accord, merci. Hello everyone, bonjour. So my name is Fiona Umpa. I'm originally from Papua New Guinea, but I'm based here in New Caledonia, so I'm a resident here. Sorry about my voice, I sort of lost my voice as well. I am so happy and humbled that my Dataviz has won, the Pacific Dataviz was nominated as one of the winners for the Pacific Dataviz Challenge 2024. Thank you very much. So one of the challenges I faced was presenting the data in a way that would be truly impactful. I wanted to give careful consideration on how to visualize the data in a way that was clear and compelling. So because of the events that happened here, I actually worked on it in July. So thank you so much for giving us the time to extend the time for us to work again on the project. So for the data story telling part, I realized that in the work that I do, so I work as a data analyst. So in the work that I do, I usually work in creating reports, business reports. And the data storytelling part was something else. So that was the challenging part for me, to actually learn how to tell a compelling story with data. So I had to look up several resources to help me to tell a compelling story. So through this project, I learned that the profound impact that data storytelling can have in raising awareness about critical issues in the Pacific. So it's not just about the data, it's also about how it's presented and the story it tells that can drive change. And to end, I'd just like to say a very big thank you once again to the organizers of this Pacific Dataviz Challenge 2024, namely the government of New Caledonia and SPC. I'd also like to thank the partners, the awesome Pacific Dataviz Challenge team, and also the judges. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, Stret. Merci.
Bravo Fiona. Bravo Fiona, je sais que tu nous suis depuis un petit moment en plus.
Congratulations. I know that you've been following us for a moment now and that you're very active on LinkedIn, encouraging us to continue and pursue in this adventure. And congratulations once again on this project that says that we need to free the word and free the speech. So this is a powerful message. So this was the first prize I was able to give in person. There will be a second one. Now we are going to switch to the static category. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit too quick.
Donc pour cette catégorie statique, on parle encore
So
une fois
for
des
this
posters
static category, we are talking about the posters, different images that we've seen in the hall, and amongst those, there are the 3 recipients of this 2024 award ceremony. So I'm going to turn to someone who comes from the Netherlands. His name is Ted. He is information designer. And so transgender inequality in the population of the Tonga. So he's been awarded the 3rd prize. Ted Dubois.
J'en ai perdu mon outil, mon micro, c'est pas grave. Donc bravo à Ted qui remporte donc ce 3e prix.
So congratulations to Ted, who's been awarded the 3rd prize for the static category.
Donc bravo à toi Ted. Et je t'enverrai également ton prix
2024 challenge. And Ted, I will send you your prize.
Directeur général de la CPS. Alors maintenant, on va passer donc aux présentation donc de TED pour encore une fois vous puissiez vous immerger un petit peu dans le travail qu'il a réalisé
so that you can
et
immerse yourself in
quel
his
était le
work
message qu'il voulait faire passer à travers sa
to
Dataviz.
help you understand what was the message he wished to convey through this Dataviz.
Hi, my name is Ted and I am a Dutch information designer and biologist. In this short video, I will briefly introduce my infographic to you guys. My infographic shows gender dynamics of the Tongan workforce. It essentially shows the distribution of females and males in different professional groups. And I structured and visualized the data in such a way that it allows the viewer to quickly see this distribution and also to spot where there is gender inequality. Underneath the raw data lies a story about people, and I really wanted to bring that to the surface of the infographic, but I also realized that it was a real challenge to do so. The 2 minutes I have for this video is too short to discuss every brain fart I had and discuss all the things that failed before reaching the final version, but let me say this. I eventually realized that I needed to narrow down and to focus on a smaller area and to bring the story essentially closer to the viewer. So I focused on Tonga, and to strengthen the bond with Tonga, I also developed a visual language in the infographic that is inspired by traditional Tongan art. When you look at the distance from the infographic, you see an abstract design with concentric circles and geometric shapes, things that you could also encounter in a Tongan piece of design and art. Upon closer inspection, the infographic reveals its underlying story. And I must stress that the infographic is descriptive. It does not judge the current situation. But I do hope that the infographic, in the way that I visualize the information and show the distribution and also show the gender inequality that is happening at certain places, that it invites the reader to reflect. And so I hope that the infographic can also be a starting point for new discussions. And I think that that is the true power of my infographic. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to elaborate a bit more about my infographic, and I wish you a fantastic day from the other side of the globe.
Donc bravo à toi Ted, tu gagnes ce 3e prix, donc ce magnifique trophée encore une fois que tu peux voir à l'écran.
So congratulations to you Ted, you have been awarded this 3rd prize and congratulations on your great work. Thank you once again.
Alors là, pour vous donner encore une fois un petit détail sur
So
cette
to give you
Dataviz,
some more details on this Dataviz, we have someone who has created a poster that is in full length at the entrance of this conference room. And what really drew our attention and appealed to us is that he was able to use some details that are referred to the Tongan arts, traditional arts.
Donc au deuxième prix de cette
So our
partie
second
statique.
prize for this
Donc c'est
static
quelqu'un qui nous a
category,
fait une Dataviz très complète.
someone who
Faut la voir,
created
elle est
a
très
very,
longue.
very holistic
Ça n'est presque une
Dataviz.
frise.
It is
Et
quite
c'est une
long
Dataviz vraiment très surprenante, mais très
and quite
intéressante de manière
surprising
générale,
and
du début jusqu'à la fin.
interesting
Elle nous
overall,
vient
from
donc
beginning to end.
d'Espagne, elle est
It
designer
comes from Spain.
et elle a fait
She
une
is a
Dataviz qui s'appelle
designer
De
and
l'enfance
she
à la
created
vieillesse.
Dataviz from
Donc un tonnerre
childhood
d'applaudissements pour
to
Estebaliz Legareta Gallo.
older age.
My name is
Donc bravo à toi Estibalis. Je suis très fier de
Congratulations,
pouvoir remettre ce
Estibalis.
trophée aussi sur cette
I'm very proud
Dataviz
to
qui va vous être
award
présentée
this
à l'instant,
prize
mais je vous
for
conseille
this
vraiment d'aller la
Dataviz
voir.
that is
Donc c'est
going
la
to be
Dataviz qui est
presented to you
située
in a
sur
minute.
le mur
So
à
I
droite quand vous rentrez
strongly
dans la salle de
invite you to
conférence.
go and
Donc
consult. It
c'est
is on your
vraiment
right
plusieurs
when you
pages en fait
enter
de
the
Dataviz
conference
avec
room.
toute une
It's
histoire qui
several
raconte vraiment le parcours de
pages
femmes
of
de leur
Dataviz that
enfance
really tell a
jusqu'à leur vieillesse.
story, a
Je vous laisse encore
woman's
une fois
story
en
from their
compagnie avec elle
childhood
pour qu'elle
to
puisse
their elder
vous expliquer
age.
concrètement ce qu'elle
So
a fait
I'm
à
going
travers
to let you
ce travail
watch
et qu'est-ce qu'elle veut faire passer comme message.
Estibali's video explain what her message is.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Estíbaliz Legarreta et je suis freelance designer.
Hello, my name is Estibaliz and I am a freelancer. I'm Spanish, but I live in France. So my Dataviz presents gender inequality that women in the Pacific are confronted with between childhood to elder age. To introduce this long journey, I focused on the important steps of life, such as education, professional life, personal life at the in adulthood, as well as health. All along this creative process, I met a number of challenges. The most important one was to decide how to start all over again. I had visualized data initially, but I realized afterwards that I needed a larger perspective. After a lot of work, I had to start all over again from scratch. My conclusion after creating this database is that women are indeed facing a number of inequalities compared to men. On the education level, women are better trained, but they meet more difficulties to enter the labor market and to obtain responsibility or managing positions. Women still take care of household chores more than men. Domestic violence is either mixed or women are their victims. And when women reach a later age, an elderly age, they live longer than men. So Dataviz is shedding light on the different steps of life and concludes that we need more changes on the social and structural aspects to ensure the transition towards more equality.
Donc bravo Estibaliz qui gagne donc ce deuxième prix.
Congratulations to you Estibaliz who has been awarded this prize in the static category and the $2,000 US dollars that has been also awarded. So congratulations once again. And finally, this is the last prize in this category.
Elle s'appelle Alessia Muccio. Je lui demande de lui faire un tonnerre
Coming
d'applaudissements à
from
nouveau.
Italy, Alessia Muccio. Please give her a round of applause.
Donc Alessia qui nous a fait aussi un joli message. Alors, ce qu'il faut que vous sachiez, c'est que
also recorded a message. Now, all the people that you see on the screen did not know in advance which prize they had won. So it's a surprise for everyone except for me.
Alessia, elle nous a fait un joli message.
Alessia recorded a nice message. She is on a break again. She's on the summer break. And you will see her on a boat. Well, you'll see. She will explain. She will tell you what she wants to say about Dataviz.
Hi everyone, my name is Alessia and I'm a freelance information designer and professor from Italy. I also co-host a podcast called Slowly, in which we talk about taking a slower approach into freelance design work. Today I want to talk to you about a very special project. This poster shows data from the New Caledonia South Province Domestic Violence Treatment Service. It focuses on women under 30 who have experienced abuse, covering the years from 2008 to 2024. My goal with this project was to show the data in a way that represents its fragmented and sensitive nature. I wanted to let the information speak for itself, even if it wasn't complete. One of the biggest challenges I faced was making sure I treated the data with respect. It was important to me to tell this story clearly and honestly. Another challenge was deciding which group to focus on, as the overall dataset was very large. I decided to concentrate on women under 30 to shine a light on this specific group. Through this project, I learned that domestic violence is, sadly, a very common issue, even in places we might think of as peaceful. This made me realize how important it is to raise awareness globally. I hope my work helps people reflect on the fact that domestic violence can happen anywhere, and that it is crucial to speak out against it. It's been an honor to be recognized for this project, and I really want to thank the Pacific Dataviz Challenge for organizing this. Wish you a wonderful day and cheers from Italy.
Donc, grand bravo à Alessia qui remporte donc le premier
Congratulations to Alessia, first prize 2024 for the Pacific Dataviz Challenge in the static category. We can congratulate her and give her a round of applause.
Et maintenant, on a
And now
dans la salle. Donc,
we have another prize winner who probably knows that we're going to do them. So just like Fiona, I would like us to give a round of applause for Elliot Lebner.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you. My name is Elliot Lebner. I'm 23, and I'm currently studying geomatics at the University of Quebec in Montreal. And I'm here in New Caledonia because I'm an intern at the Environment Observatory. So I did static Dataviz focused on inequality, gender inequality and cancer in New Caledonia. Two sets of data, diagnosis and the mortality cause related to cancer. I used Word and Excel as tools. And the results of this Dataviz, well, you can observe at the top in the middle, the increase in annual cases, both for men and women, but this increase is faster for women, especially in the last few years. Then you can see that cancer is the first cause of mortality in New Caledonia, with respiratory diseases. Main cancers are lung and breast cancers. Then the last part, the last main results of the visual is that men are more affected, but women are affected at a younger age. So these are the main results of the visual, and I would like to thank the organizers of the challenge and all the participants. Thank you very much, everyone. Congratulations.
Bravo, Elliot.
Congratulations to you, Elliot. Well, Elliot already participated last year, and he was a close third. Well, he almost won. So congratulations to him, because this year he did win. Elliot won the youth prize in the youth category. So here are our prize winners, 8 prize winners that you can see on the screen: Fiona, Ted, Elliot, Talia, Christine, Alessia, Estibalis, Jan, and they are the prize winners of the Dataviz, Pacific Dataviz 2020 Challenge 2024.
Je vous avais dit que ce serait long les applaudissements, je vous ai prévenu.
Yeah, I told you that you'd have to applaud. Now, the last part of our session. Well, before concluding, I would like to thank all the participants, even if you didn't win a prize. I mean, it doesn't mean that your work was not recognized. We emphasized the quality of the work. And again, we would like to congratulate all the participants. You did wonderful work, and we will share your work, even if you didn't win a prize. So I think that we should give a round of applause for all the participants.
On va donc arriver au dernier prix.
We are getting to the last prize, a bonus prize. Today, I'm going to ask Véronique Mollo to join me on stage. She is the president of the cluster committee 3E.
Je vais appeler aussi Olivier.
I'm also going to call Olivier, who is a teacher at the lycée La Pérouse. Thank you for him.
Je vais donc appeler les étudiantes.
And I'm going to ask the students to join us.
Okay. Je vais donc appeler, s'il vous plaît, Léa et Cyriane.
Léa and Cyriane from the lycée La Pérouse. Both students.
Bonjour. Bravo à toutes les deux.
Congratulations to both of you.
Dans quelques instants, le prix que vous avez gagné.
In a few minutes, you'll see the prize that you won. But first, I would like to emphasize the commitment of schools, teachers. It's very important for us to work with them. I got a call from Olivier. We talked about how they worked on the challenge. We talked about his experience, and if there are other teachers in the room, well, know that we are always happy to work with teachers. What happened with La Pérouse High School can be replicated with other schools. Now I'm going to give the mic to Olivier. Hand it over to Olivier. Well, hello everyone. I'm Olivier Leclerc. So I'm a teacher. I teach economics and management at the La Pérouse High School, and I have students. They work on SME management. We decided to take up this challenge when after the events that unfolded in New Caledonia. It was a way for us to get back to work very quickly. Very humbly, we decided to take up this challenge. We worked on it for 6 days. I told them about it on a Thursday, and we had to submit on the next Tuesday, the Tuesday after. So, of course, you have to take that into account. But, we all participated, even me. I did my part of the work. All the students got together, and it was quite fun, actually. I teach management and economy, and we were talking about the labor market in New Caledonia. I asked them to work on a set of data and to do something but manually. And so, based on that, one of my students said, "Oh, there is a Dataviz challenge. Have you heard of it?" Well, she is not here, unfortunately, but she told us about it. And when I saw that, I was like, well, that's great. Let's do it. Well, my daily task is to motivate my students. So I really had to pester them, really, to make sure they did the work. We finalized the work Monday night at 11:45 p.m. But I'm very proud of them. They did great work, especially the students who are going to present their work. I was pleasantly surprised because in 2-3 days they did great work. I know that they worked a lot. They worked, it was group work. You are, yeah, was it 5 of you, 6 of you? Well, I have 26 students, and it was groups of 5, 4 students. All of them submitted work with different levels of completion, but it was very important for them to submit something. And I also work with a task force at the rectorate with my supervisor in management and economy. And we work on digital tools in economy and management. So this, of course, is important. It's completely related to this challenge. And this is something that we can work on for BTS students, but also high school students, like high school graduates or high school students. This type of project is really something that's very interesting. So I'm sure that we will keep working with Leo and our partners on the territory. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup, Olivier, pour
Thank
cette
you,
belle prise de parole.
Olivier,
Donc maintenant, je vais inviter l'une
for those words. I'm now going to ask one of you to volunteer. They're
Allez, je vais tendre le micro à 3.
looking at one another. Okay, I'll give the
On
mic
peut applaudir Léa, s'il vous plaît.
to you. I think that we can give a round of applause to Leah. Just tell us what you did.
Bonjour, du coup moi c'est
Hello, everyone. My name is Leah.
BTS avec
I am
ma collègue, on va dire comme ça.
and I'm studying for my BTS degree. In year 2 with my colleague. We were a group of 5 people, and it was a bit tough because we had only a few days, and also, I mean, we had been through the events in New Caledonia. So we tried to use a color coding for our presentation.
Alors du coup, nous, dans notre présentation, on a présenté 3 îles du
We
Pacifique.
presented 3 islands of the Pacific: Kiribati, Solomon Island, and Tuvalu. We divided our team in 3 subgroups. Each subgroup was working on one specific island. And I would like to thank the organizers again for giving us this opportunity to participate. Thank you. Good job.
Bravo Léa pour cette prise de parole.
Good job, Léa. Good job taking the floor like this. It's not easy to speak in front of an audience. So congratulations. Yes, I think we can encourage her. So this prize, a few more details. We created it with Véronique Molo because seeing their presentations, we were pleasantly surprised at the quality of their Dataviz. And we wanted to do something like an additional prize. Véronique Molo very kindly offered to create a prize, the Cluster Comité 3E prize. She will tell you about it. I'll hand it over to her. And again, congratulations to your team. I know that you worked even during the weekend to submit your work. Congratulations for your commitment. You represent the future and the youth of New Caledonia. And now I'll hand it over to Véronique Molo, who is the president of the Cluster Comité 3E. Hello, and thank you very much, Director General, dear organizers, partners, members of the Cluster Comité 3E. It's an honor for us to have been associated to this challenge from the beginning, not only to give out a prize, but from the beginning. And congratulations congratulations for your presentation, Leo, because I think that we had not realized how powerful this international competition was. And we are very proud to see that Caledonian students took up the challenge. We had great quality. We saw great quality in the submissions, and I hope that we can use this in the coming month to inspire other students. The La Pérouse High School got a prize, but we have lots of high schools that have the 3E label. About 60% of high schools have this 3E label, and we have the Jules Garnier High School, Mont d'Or High School, Blaise Pascal at Pétunie, but unfortunately they could not submit, meet the deadline, actually, submit in time. But we are very proud of this result. I think that students showed that they were able to use data on a very sensitive subject and do something very powerful in a context that was difficult. They showed their motivation because the 3E committee is about ethics, about commitment, about excellence. So thank you to our partners. For years now, we have been working in partnership with schools and trying to create links with all the fields, economy, education, domestic violence. Thank you to the rectorate and the prosecutor's office, who allowed us to use very specific data for New Caledonia. It was the first time for us, but we are deeply touched to have been associated to this challenge and to help raise awareness about gender inequalities. And I think that students, after working on this, can become ambassadors on these topics within the Caledonian society. And to give out the prize, I would like members of the cluster who are here with us today to join us, because we are a panel of experts, cluster of experts, more than 70 of us, all volunteers, scientists, professors, historians, and they each contribute in their way. And I'm very happy to have some of them with us today. So if you'd like to join us on stage, maybe we can, together, we can give out the prize to our two students. I wish it could have been more, but we are a not-for-profit organization, so we have limited resources, but we will give them a diploma, which I think is a useful tool that they can use in the future. And they have also 5,000 francs that I'm sure will be wisely used. So Lorraine, Aline, if you'd care to join me on stage, Stephanie. Christophe. City West is also here. Now, we have been working with City West on sexual violence in sports and inequality in sports. And also we have the Maison de la Famille de la Confiance, law enforcement also, who work with us, that works with us, and also is in partnership with the schools that we work with. On a réalisé ce diplôme avec bien sûr tous les partenaires. So this is the diploma that we created with the government, SPC, the South Province, and we hope, the Director General, we hope that we can set up a partnership with SPC to use maybe the premises for prestigious events. Thank you very much for hosting us today, this prestigious venue. This is for you. And yes, let's hear for them. Now you can, we have 5 of those, and maybe you can give them to your colleagues. 5, yes, 5 diplomas. And we also have one for the teacher. Well, it's not a diploma, it's a gift, actually. It's a gift. There you go. I'll tell you about it later. Oh, and the envelopes, well, we have checks. Checks for the students. Well, thank you very much to the Cluster Committee 3E, the headmaster of our high school, Mr. Gilou Kewe, could not be with us today, but he knows that the students participated in the challenge and that some of them won a prize, and I'm sure that he will congratulate them himself when we're back to school in September. Thank you very much for making yourselves available. Students, I know that it's the summer break for you, so thank you very much for coming to our celebration, and congratulations for this beautiful prize. And I think that the gift to the professor is a subscription to a gym club. Now, thank you, Véronique Molo, President of the Cluster Committee 3E. Thank you. Well, many thanks to all our partners. It's very important for us to have partnerships with nonprofits and the SPC, of course. Now for the Q&A session. If you have questions, I am all ears, and if not, we can conclude. We have a microphone. Kevin has the microphone, my colleague. And he's available if you have questions. Now we have one question. This is Caroline Cailloton, a former prize winner from the static category. Yes. Hi. I have a question about the previous editions. You wanted to have more youth and more people from the Pacific. Is this an objective that was met? It's a very good question. Yes, it is one of our objectives for each edition. We want to increase participation from the Pacific, and this year we had 1/3 of our participants from the Pacific region. So this is a great increase, probably thanks to our communication. We worked a lot on communication. I think that it was successful. I can tell you more about this. And overall, as you saw previously, we had about twice as many participations this year. So I think that, yeah, it was a success in that regard. Other questions? Now, if you have to leave, please, well, or if you don't want to ask a question, we have a cocktail afterwards where we can have informal discussions. Well, thank you. Well, I have a question. When can we see all the productions, and will we be allowed to disseminate them in high schools maybe, or at our center, to make sure that they can be seen or even used to create new visuals and new content? Well, we have a developer who's in charge of posting the Dataviz productions. So everything will be online, and it's almost ready. And everything will be available on our website. So all the submissions, you can see what was submitted, static, interactive, and well, to answer your second question, of course, you can use this content. This can be shared and used. So yeah, no worries. And of course, you can get in touch with us if you want more details. But of course, this can be shared and used. Any other question?
Et la
Maybe one
thématique
here.
pour l'an prochain?
And would you know what next year's topic is going to be?
C'est juste une question.
No, it's a simple question. No, this is work in progress. We are, of course, we're thinking about it, but it's I'm going to keep it secret for now. And you will have to attend the launch conference to discover the topic. Maybe one last question? Well, thank you. If there are no further questions, I'm going to ask all the organizers to join me on stage. I'm going to try to name everyone. First, developers, could you join me on stage? All the people who worked backstage to make this challenge possible.
Je vous présente
This is Stan and Thomas. Stan and Thomas, Batman and Robin of development. Amandine Sour, one of my colleagues, who worked on data collection, data processing. Amandine Sour.
Je vais tous vous regarder pour tous vous appeler. Je pense aussi évidemment à Kevin.
Kevin, of course. Kevin is the Spielberg of the teaser videos. I asked him if we could have a teaser, and he really he was very enthusiastic, and we had a lot of fun. Kevin from the government. I would like to thank all the DINUM division. June from Digital Tribe, the communication agency that we worked with. They did a great job for this edition. And thanks to them, it's probably thanks to them that we had an increased participation. So thank you. Pascal, please. Oh, she had to leave. Ujos? Could you join us? Ujos worked helped with the video, the teaser. He was he operated the camera, and he is part of our communication team. Now I'm looking for my colleagues. Well, Phil, of course, my boss, who keeps trusting me. Congratulations to him too.
Et je pense aussi à toute la partie .stat, en fait, toutes les personnes qui sont responsables de la collecte
all the people who are in charge of data collection, Mélanie Bertrand, Olivier, and so on. They ensured that we had data for the Pacific. Dennis' team too. They managed well, how the data is made available on the hub. Kaha, maybe you could join us on stage. He's a bit shy, so let's encourage him.
Merci Rara de représenter l'équipe.
Thank you, Haha, for representing the team. And now, Angelina.
Les juges. Voilà, Angelina, merci.
So, Angelina.
Donc Angelina était responsable du développement de l'application qui a servi aux juges.
Angelina was in charge of the development, so this led to the assessment of all these Dataviz challenges. So thank you to all our partners as well. Of course, I've less work with you because it was the government's participation, but with all these directions on the government side, and for the SPC teams, all the teams throughout the country, states and territories in the Pacific. And I would like to thank the interpreters who are always providing an excellent service. And it is difficult, particularly because I speak fast. So thank you to both of them. Thank you very much.
Il y a une personne qu'on voit aussi quasiment.
And there is one person that we never really see, but she is very important for every conference. Her name is Mary Lee. She is behind the screens there with in the small booth. So round of applause. for Marie, who does a wonderful job. Also Sioli, who is our program manager for the Pacific Data Hub, who is not present today, but thank you to him as well. So of course, I would like to thank all my division because of course we work as a team. And I also have someone else to thank, but doesn't matter, she left. Thank you to all of you for this participation this year. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, Wisi, I'm going to be grounded. I must not forget Wisi Tao, who is who works closely with me. It's been 3 years working together. So Wisi Tao, if we can applaud her one more time.
Bravo, bravo à tous. Dernier message.
Thank you. Congratulations to all. So once again, don't be disappointed. You can participate once again next year. Maybe there'll be bigger prizes, more important prizes. We'll see. I wish you a nice end to the day. And you can now enjoy the cocktail that is served in the hall. And thank you and bye.
J'ai oublié personne? J'ai oublié personne? Non. Ah oui.